Just to let you know what this is all about, it's I'm just gonna chat about some stuff that's coming up for Dance Floor Heretics, some stuff that's coming up for me as a DJ, some historical stuff, given that it's New Year's Eve tomorrow. So talk about some New Year's Eves of the past here in Adelaide, some updated stuff for underground sessions, and anything else that comes up in the chat, as I'm happy to talk about anything rave related. So hopefully that is enough to keep everybody interested. And if it's not, then I guess we won't have any viewers. I won't do it again. So just waiting for these ads to run down, but if anyone is able to see what's going on, chuck any questions or requests or anything like that you have in chat, and I will get to them as quickly as I possibly can. Hope everyone is having a good week so far and has a great New Year's Eve planned for tomorrow night. I will be doing my usual New Year's Eve of going to bed at 8 o'clock and getting up early, but do have the New Year's Day live stream of the best tracks, in my opinion, of 2025. I have about 70 tracks to play, so the top 70 of 2025. So that should take 2.5, 3 hours to get through. So, hopefully people will enjoy listening to what I enjoyed this past year. Okay, we have 42 seconds left of the ads. So then we will get stuck straight into it. If you are watching, and it's not just counting me as a viewer, chuck something in the chat, just say hello, and you can get on with it. Just notice that it's coming up in the DJing rather than just chatting, so let's just update that. Cool. We are done with the ads, so let's get into it. Hopefully everybody, so we have 4 viewers currently, so welcome aboard to the 4 of you. If you want to introduce yourself in chat, that would be awesome, so I know who I'm talking to. It'd be amazing. I did mention while the ads were running, if you do have any questions about anything I talk about, or want me to talk about anything, so just want to request me to chat about something, and clarify anything, just chuck it in the chat and I will reply ASAP. So the first thing I want to talk about is that tomorrow is actually the 32-year anniversary of Continuous Flow, which is the company that existed before Dance Floor Heretics in terms of rave production, clothing, music, etc. The first show we ever did was myself and a friend of mine at the time called Simon Lambert. Unfortunately, Simon got in a car crash, I think in either 23 or 24. So big love to Simon and his family and friends, which I was one, and I hope that there is something on the other side and love and life wherever you are. We did the show on New Year's Eve 93-94 in the basement of La Rocks. It was the first time I really DJ'd to a crowd, so I was absolutely shitting my pants. And then it ended up we had about 20 people showed up. So, I took my Super Nintendo or my Nintendo 64. I don't know which one it was. Maybe one of the gamers on there to tell me what was current in '93 to a pawn shop. Pawned it for however much I could get for it, and used that to print up some flyers, which we stuck on cars out the front of nightclubs the week beforehand. I think it was like $5 to get in or $10 to get in. Then all the money we made We went and spent on party favours, and so I never got that Nintendo system back. But we had a good time. Once again, they had turntables and a mixer down there. Probably hangovers from the rocks. Upstairs was still cranking. A sound system, a strobe, and a smoke machine. That's pretty much it. And yeah, we just played music until they had enough of us to kick us out. And after that. But yeah, 32 years since our first ever show. And then about a year later about 18 months later was when Paul and I did the next Continuous Flow show, which was Smile, which we just did the 20-year anniversary of at West Beach recently. So thanks to all of you who came along to that. It was a great time. We had about 600, I think, come to that. And yeah, all the DJs, thanks to them as well, MCs, door staff, everyone. Thank you. So on to more current events. We obviously have a bunch of stuff coming up at the start of the year. I know a bunch of people will be doing big things for New Year's Eve. As I already mentioned, that's not really my scene anymore, so I'll be going a bit early. But I'll be playing at Satayok Mass on January the 9th at Cosmos Club, which is like for pure techno lovers. That is a dream to play with a DJ of his caliber. So thanks to Yax for booking me for that. That should be an awesome night. Tickets are still relatively cheap. I think the 2-for-1 sold out, but I think they're still on first release. And if you jump into the WhatsApp group using the QR code at the bottom left of the screen, you'll find a discount code to get them even cheaper again. So if you want to head on to that one on January the 9th, which is a Friday night, that would be awesome. I'd love to see you all there. Then I think it's the 18th or the 19th is Reunion on Saturday. That's obviously one of Adelaide's biggest shows, so looking forward to playing there. I'll be playing there under the Dance for Heretics moniker with Devious Chad. We'll be going back to back for an hour and a half, playing all sorts of old school rave and some new techno stuff as well. But I think they're expecting about 6,000 to that show, so that will be a massive, massive event. Then on to February, where we have on the 7th we have Underground Sessions 4, which is the birthday event for myself, Devious, and Chris Lee, who is one of Adelaide's adopted sons from LA, is flying in just for that show. It's the only show he's playing in Australia on this visit, so it is definitely something special. Tickets are still available for that. We have I don't know exactly how many, but less than 120 left at the www.dancefloorheretics.com website. That's where you buy tickets to that. Alongside us will be H, George Watts, S4T, ESF, Maestro D, Corey, Flip, Lucky Jr., and I think that's it. So yeah, tons of DJs. Goes from 3 in the afternoon until 2 in the morning. So you definitely get your money's worth on that one. So yeah, would love to see you guys there. If you are coming to that or any of the other shows I mentioned, chuck a message in there and let me know. And then the final one I was going to mention for the first 2 months of the year is Anthems on the 21st of February. That show last year was massive. Anyone who went will be able to tell you that it was, really, really good night. Myself and Josh playing in the main room, Scott Holder warming everything up for us at the kiosk early on. Just a massive show at the Fantail Room, I think it's called, at Gluttony at the Fringe. So yeah, thanks to Paul for inviting me back for that one. Excited to get amongst the old school again at that. As for March, I think there's going to be a Simply Techno
in March. Susie, if you're here, you can confirm or deny that in the chat. I know that Front Room have their 10th anniversary in March as well, and they have Marsh, Progressive House legend, I think from the UK, coming over for that, and a free party in Australia. So 2 big events in March as well, and then we move on to the second quarter of the year. Scary how quickly that is coming around. Speaking of which, Underground Session 5, we have locked in the date for that. That'll be the 30th of May. We have 2 guest DJs coming for that, plus another guest local, plus all of our regulars as well. So stay tuned for more details on that as soon as we've wrapped up the February 7 show. But that's going to be another good one. And then Underground Session 6 should be in July. That will be Leighton H-Bomb or H, his 50th birthday, as well as we're currently negotiating for a massive international from Germany. If we can get that across the line, it'll be amazing. And it's a name I'm sure most of you would have heard of. It's a guy who's been around since the 90s. Just a massive, massive name in techno and trance. If you want to have a guess who that is, once again, chuck it in the chat. Chat's looking very empty at the moment, so somebody put something in there, do me a favour. So that's the sort of the first 7 months of what we have planned for the first 7 months of next year. Obviously, more stuff will drop in, I'm sure, especially DJ gigs and whatnot. But that wraps that kind of up. The other thing that we are looking at doing soon is, those of you who know Gary Hughes, formerly DJ Hughes E, formerly DJ Uzi, who now lives in California, his wife is not too well, so we're looking at doing a fundraising live stream for him. Obviously, the health system over there is not cheap, so that creates some hassles for those guys. So we just want to, obviously, it would be great if we could support them in person, but flying to America, it's not on the cards, particularly for me. But we will be doing something soon for that, so stay tuned for that. Big shout out to Gareth, one of the guys behind Origin, which is another show I'll be playing at, which is in May, I think, which is bringing back Nigel, George the Boss, Mr. S, heaps of us. So that's going to be a 6 show as well. Hey, Les, thanks you. I'm glad I'm looking well. And thanks Lizard75, whoever you are, and also a subscriber I can see, so thank you doubly, Lizard75, another 75 baby, myself I'm guessing. So we want to raise as much money as we can to take as much pressure off those guys as possible, so stay tuned for more details on that. We are currently confirming the lineup and the date, but it will be live streamed here, I believe. So super easy for you guys to get on board. We're just going to have a PayPal details there. Oh, hey Rach, good to see you. I probably should have guessed by all the Z's in the name. We're going to try and raise as much money for them. It's just going to be a PayPal account that you can deposit money in, and that will go directly to Gary. We won't be taking any cut out of that, obviously. We want to try and raise as much as possible for those guys. It's not an ideal situation for them, particularly with Gary being so far from home and his family and whatnot. I know he's been over there a long time, but it's tough for him over there. So, stay tuned for that. Something else I just wanted to talk about was my best and my worst New Year's Eves, given that it's tomorrow night. And my worst, I'll get to in a sec. But my best was, hey Dan, good to see you in the chat as well, mate. For those who haven't already, check out Dan's Leviathan Sunday Session mix on our YouTube, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, yada yada.
very cool sci-fi techno. Good, easy listening techno, I would call it. So best New Year's Eve for me was, am I Scottish? No, I have zero Scottish ancestry. Famous exploit. I have Welsh and Norwegian. Welsh via Liverpool, so hence Hughes being the surname. And my mum's side is Norwegian, so hence the Viking. I definitely don't take offence to that, though. Right? I have tons of Scottish friends, and they are, without exception, all legends. So, best New Year's Eve ever. There was a party at the old East End Markets where the cinema is now and where Fresh FM now are. There was a rave there on New Year's Eve, and I got booked to play there. I'm pretty sure it was either IP or Ultra World did the show, but I cannot for the life of me remember the name of that event, but maybe somebody in the chat can remind me. So Josh Noddy, I'm pretty sure, told me, like, we're going to give you the 11 till 12 set. I was like, oh, that's a bit early. He goes, no, that's the set you want, because midnight's when everybody goes crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. That makes sense. So that sounds good. So I played the 11 till 12 set, and it was already pretty busy when I got there, I'll be honest. We were there at 10:30. It was pretty busy and doing well. And then, so I went on at 11 and I played the DJ Mistia remix of Amphetamine by Thomas Hetman, which has like this massive 5-minute build up before it just drops into that famous riff that I'm sure all of you know well. And as soon as that dropped, the whole place just erupted, and it just went like that for the next hour. And then, it was just going, by midnight, it was just going nuts, which it should be for New Year's Eve. But, I just had the best time playing records, because that's what we were playing back then. It would have been maybe 95, 96, around then. Just a massive night. I could not tell you what happened after my set, but I can probably guess, which is why I don't remember. But that set just sticks out to me as one of my favourite all-time sets, and the fact that it was on New Year's Eve as well just really solidified how much fun it was. So that was my best one. My worst one was, I know exactly what it was, because it was 99-2000. And for those who don't know, I spent 2001 in prison. And all the shit went down at the end of '98, and I didn't hear anything from the powers that be for over 12 months. And so my stupid 24-year-old brain was like, oh, maybe they've forgotten about it, rather than do anything about it. And then on New Year's Eve, 99-2000, I was getting ready to go out with my girlfriend at the time, and get a knock on the door about 9 o'clock, and there's 2 police officers with a summons. And that's another one where I couldn't really tell you anything that happened after that, because my brain was just fried. Not through any chemicals this time, but just from stress. Great way to roll into the new year. Thanks for that, Sapol. So that was definitely my worst one. And I don't know that I've really had a really solid one out since then. So hence why I don't really have a big one. Not that I have big ones very often, but I don't stay up till midnight. I go to bed early and I get up early and walk my dogs and do all that normal stuff that I do. So that's the best and the worst of years for me. That's all right. But I am happy to be adopted as Scottish. There's certainly worse things I've been called, for sure. So that was the 2 New Year's Eves that
he refused to consider me Norwegian. I consider myself Australian, so that's fine. Definitely born and raised. I was born in Whyalla, so it's very, very Australian. So that was the New Year's Eve history for me. The other thing that I was going to talk to everybody about is I have just had another EP sign, this time on a Greek label called Deep Sessions Tech. It'll be the fourth release on their new label. Previously to that, they were a progressive house trance label. And so this is the fourth release on their new techno imprint. Pretty excited about it. I did post something in the chat, not in the chat, sorry, on Facebook with a link to SoundCloud a little while ago. But there was a mix-up between the label and the distributor, and it got pulled down because the label hadn't told the distributor that it was the track, so they copyright strike the own. Like, this is the crazy world we live in. But it is back up. So let me just check that in chat. Cool. Yeah, if you could do me a favour and click that link, like, comment, all that sort of stuff, just shows the label that signing music from the other side of the world is worth it. There are followers and customers here in Australia willing to support their local artists. We greatly appreciate it. What's Dan saying? Can't remember what year, but lost my tablets on the way to the club, but later on sat on about half an ounce of resin in the chill out room, so I was all good. Nice. You don't click on links from strangers, that's fine. If you choose not to click, that's fine. I would hope that by the end of this we aren't strangers. So I am strange. I get that. Excited to have that coming out. Yeah, that'll be releasing on February 1st. First of all, it is a Beatport and Spotify exclusive, and then I think 2 weeks later it will come out on all the other sources like Tracksource, etc. So yeah, if you could get around that, it would be greatly appreciated. And obviously the big hitter for getting around it is the fundraiser that we'll be doing shortly for Gary /Uzi to try and raise some money for those guys, to help with their medical bills and standard bills, because it's very expensive. Am I a communist? I am not a communist. That is a random question. I don't know where that would come from. In case you aren't, you must have a reason to refuse it. The reason I refuse to be a communist is because I'm not a communist. Random questions in the chat. The big thing to get around is Gary's fundraiser, and we would hope to raise as much as possible for those guys to help them out. It's a really, really shitty situation for those guys. So I hope everybody can get involved with that. That's probably about it for me. It's covered off everything I wanted to talk about, unless you can get some questions in the chat, which I'm happy to answer. Am I rich? I am most assuredly not rich, mate. I am from Whyalla, as I mentioned. I am the son of a boilermaker and a bank teller. Definitely not rich. I'm probably lower middle class. The questions are getting increasingly random, famous exploits, so I'm just going to start ignoring them. You have a good night.
unless we get some questions that make sense in the chat, I will wrap it up. Just give this a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds to see if anybody else asks any questions. There are 11 or so of you currently watching, so yeah, there's got to be some questions out there, surely. Questions about acts or history or shows I've played, or shows I've put on, or shows you went to that I might have gone to, or favourite records, favourite tracks, anything. Far away. Ooh, favourite release from 2025. That's a tough one, man, because our musical tastes are so diverse that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's the track called Topaz by Aubrey Fry, I should say, sorry, that is I really, really like an acid roller on bedrock. There's a bunch of Shran stuff that I really, really enjoyed as well. Yeah, that's a tough question. And then there's like some heavier stuff like metal stuff that I really enjoyed as well. So I found some new bands and some bands I like releasing new music as well. Yeah, but off the top of my head, the Topaz track would probably be the biggest. There was some stuff on UKR, which we had a record on late last year, which was really nice as well. The Woody McBride record that those guys did that I really enjoyed. And some other stuff by Ghetto Man that was really cool that I know Dave Clark's been playing a lot of. So yeah, that was some good stuff. All the Shran stuff. Pacheco was doing some really good stuff. Svitek was doing really good stuff. Gulp always just hits the mark. Obviously his Master at Work track, which is a monster for the Shran scene. So that's probably my favourite Shran's track of the year. Then there's some house stuff as well. There was a really good remix of Good Life that came out recently. I forget who did the remix, but that will be one that I will definitely be playing at Reunion. It's just killer remix with a techie edge and like a big breakdown at the end. So yeah, it's just like in a year, it's just like I said, there's about 70 tracks I'll be playing on Thursday for that. So there's a lot of good music. I had this discussion with a friend of mine recently, I won't name names, but he's like, how do you find good music? There's just no good music anymore. I'm like, bro, there's so much good music. Granted, there's a lot of crap being made as well, but there's tons of good music being dropped in 2025, and I'm sure it will continue in 2026. The barrier to entry for musical production now is so low cost-wise. 30 years ago, when we were all starting to come up, to buy a 909 and a 303 and maybe an 808, and maybe a Juno or something along those, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. Now you can get on Ableton for, they'll do a payment plan for $150 a month for the 4 months and get on Ableton. You can get on Fruity Loops for less. There's free doors out there you can use if there's that bigger block to, like if you're literally that short of cash. So the barrier to entry to make music is so low now that there's obviously tons being made, which means that there's tons of not good music being made, but it means there's tons of really good music being made. So
well, downstairs less than 5% good. I would say more than 5% personally. But yeah, it's obviously music's a personal choice as well. So there's, or maybe I'm just lucky in the fact that I find stuff quick. Like I never go on to Beatport or Tracksource and spend less than $50 these days. So it's usually 15 to 20 tracks every time, and then I have to stop myself from looking any further. So obviously $50 when you look at what you were spending in the 90s is nothing. But yeah, there's just tons and tons of good music being made. Shane wants to know if I still have Kate's VHS tape of The Predator from 1994, which she's still asking about. I wish I did, mate. I have many copies of that movie. It is my favourite film of all time. Those of you who know me will know that I am a big fan of that entire franchise, with that movie being my favourite movie ever. And I did enjoy the new Predator Badlands that came out earlier this year, sorry. Yeah, it was really good. So if you are a Predator fan, I recommend it. It's worth a look. It's a little bit different, but yeah, definitely a good watch and a good ride for fans of the Predator franchise and science fiction in general, I guess. Big Red Bazin, do you prefer playing clubs or outdoors? Good question. It would depend what I'm playing. Outdoors can be trickier for sound and so forth, but obviously, we play outdoors for reunion, and that's good times. Andy does a great job with that production too, so it's kind of, you get the same feel. But clubs are often more of an intimate feel, so it really depends on my mood on the day, I reckon. Obviously, it's always fun to play to thousands and thousands of people, right? So let's not talk crap. To play to a massive crowd is great fun. But playing to a small, intimate crowd where you kind of know everybody and you know what they're into and what they want to hear, and you can experiment with them a bit and know their vibe, that's really good fun as well. So the answer is yes. I prefer playing clubs and outdoors. But that said, we are obviously we're doing mainly club stuff at the moment, but there is a view to doing a bigger event, which will probably at least incorporate some outdoor elements towards the end of next year or early 27 to I'm talking to a couple of other promoters at the moment about doing something like that. So that could be really good fun as well. That would obviously be more of a festival vibe with a bunch of internationals and that sort of thing. So yeah, that should be good fun. I always enjoyed playing the Enchanted Forests as well, which were predominantly outdoors. All the ones I played were. I never played a Winter Enchanted. So they were always good fun. And then you get some cool hybrid indoor-outdoor shows. I played an Adelaide Rave show in the 90s that was in a tunnel under the expressway. And that was awesome. And it was cold and it was wet, but everybody was just up for it. So that was good fun. Thanks for the question, Big Red Bazza. As the big orange fucker, I appreciate that handle. Does anybody else have any questions? Because I'm enjoying answering your questions, guys, so don't be shy if you've got anything you want to ask. Apart from the random questions I'm getting from Famous Exploit about ticking and talking and Norwegian access and something about wolves. Or about Predator, because I can talk about that for ages. Nope. Alright. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks to everyone who watched.
and thanks especially to those who are subscribers, and especially those who ask questions to make this a bit more interactive. So yeah, I'll try and make this a regular thing. Maybe not every week, but a couple of weeks, or maybe a monthly thing, unless people tell me they want more of it. Yeah, so have a great night, guys. If you are doing anything tomorrow night, stay safe, have a good time, and I will speak to you all soon. All right, thank you. Peace.